It's only weird if your name's not Tim.
Um, so basically, this mangrove or mangrove adjacent or like tree is beginning to grow these fruits that are
It's a tree,
dimly
not a
lighting
tree.
this cavern. The water has now begun to turn a pleasing shade of blue, and it's clear. You can see through it all the way to the bottom. Um, Looking around, you don't see much in the way of a hoard or treasure.
Beans.
But, Indy, you do got this thing in your hand.
Is it a key? I stick it in my eye.
It looks like you could definitely stab something with it. Slightly curved, but it does have a sharp point and sharp edges.
This sounds like a classic knife.
You would estimate it to be about. Bards can use short swords, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it looks to be about the length of a short sword.
Dibs. I look at it.
Yeah.
How sharp is it?
Uh, it looks like you can stab someone as you use a short sword.
Good. Hey, Nat, come here.
They walk over.
Oh, stab Nat.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Unless. Wait, no. I kill Peregrine. I stab Peregrine.
I don't.
No. Okay, okay.
We all look at Indy talking to himself.
About stabbing people, and Peregrine's
About
gonna
stabbing people.
go away from you.
Aside, like I'm I'm gonna. Can anyone cast Identify on this? Aveline, Rex, can either.
Sure.
Actually, probably Rex. Yeah, you can probably figure out what this is.
I will do that for 10 minutes.
All
What are you
right.
doing for 10 minutes?
You guys can do it while you walk out of this cave.
Okay.
Wait,
Before
I was talking to my Tim. What was going on?
Rex is
We're leaving.
casting Identify on this item that Indy has acquired.
Did we find a dragon horde?
Curiously enough, there doesn't appear to be any sort of dragon horde here.
Interesting.
Almost like this
this
isn't a
pleases
play.
the Lord.
Before my water walking is up, I ritually cast it again.
All right, sounds good.
So this dragon basically, like there isn't like you said it was kind of like in the tree. There's no way we can get like into the tree.
You can try, but the leaves are, I mean not the leaves, the
Can
roots
I-
are.
Can I
pretty-
climb the tree?
Yeah, you can climb the tree. It reaches pretty much the top of the cavern. So about its base is because the dragon is now sort of subsumed under the water, where its root system are, but it goes up about 20 to 30 feet into the air. It's sort of touching the top of the cavern and
Is it
spreads
20
out.
acceptable to climb the tree?
Yeah, give me an acrobatics check.
I gave you an athletics check.
That'll work too. Getting down will probably be acrobatics. Yeah, you can climb this tree. How high you want to climb?
How tall is the tree?
I'd say it's about 25 feet tall.
Can I climb? Sure, I will climb all of the tree.
All right, yeah, there are a plethora of branches to choose from. Yeah, you get to the top, or one of the topmost branches, and you're looking out. You're looking down on everyone.
Do I see anything of interest?
Give me a perception check.
Can that climb up to and do the same?
Yeah, Nat has a climbing speed, right? So you're good. Yeah, you don't see anything. You don't see anything that could resemble a horde. You just a bunch of crystal clear water and people standing on top of it.
Cool. Can I pick
Does
the
it sound
fruit
of
off
any
the tree?
dragon inside?
Yeah, you can pick the fruit off this tree.
I go, Rashemi, catch, and I pick some fruit and toss it to Rashemi.
Shimmy, dexterity, check. Sleight of hand would be appropriate as well. Oh no! It just goes splash into the water right by him.
I say, huh? And look the other way.
Indy, catch. No, seriously, Indy, catch. I throw a piece at Indy.
I slide it. What do I do?
Sleight of hand. You're trying to catch something, so it'd be dexterity check or sleight of hand.
Nat 20.
Yes.
Oh my god.
You catch it with a
It's
palm.
the best
You-
catch. It's
you
the
almost-
best catch you've ever seen. I catch it with a single finger.
Oh, well,
Wait.
I'll
you
be like,
backflip?
it's like plucking a string on a violin is how you get it. Like, it's almost delicate how easily you catch it.
It's
Okay, can I
perfect.
climb down this tree now?
Oh yeah, give me an acrobatics or
I said climb down the tree.
I know, but but it's more difficult climbing down than safely. That's why cats get stuck in trees all the time.
Yeah. Okay, not bad.
All right, so
Oh, well, above
you get
average.
down about 15 feet and you fall the rest of the 10 feet. You take because there's water.
Ouch.
It dampens the blow, so it's only 1d4.
But I don't go through the water.
No, you
'Cause I
land
have water.
solid on it. But yeah, that looks like you guys have. Doesn't look like there's anything else in this cavern for you guys. Looks like
Cool.
Rashemi's
How much damage did I take?
1d4. Rashemi looks like he's ready to go.
I will roll 1d4 for you with these trans pride dice.
I rolled a
Four.
d4.
Well, she rolled the
And I
best
rolled
for taking damage. And you guys are
I rolled the
exiting
worst.
this water, this cavern. I'm assuming, because there's nothing else really for you here. Rashemi looks like he wants to go. And you
Sure.
see, almost like as you're walking, you see the water at the edge of your light, changing from this green to this blue, but it's moving ahead of you. And you guys are leaving, and you get about towards where you fought the venom elementals, when Rex, you identify this thing. Where is Golden Fields? There. It is a short sword, and it is named Venom Fang.
Fancy.
And I will post it in
Hey.
Discord.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's
Ooh, I love that.
all types of good stuff.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it looks to be a very fancy
Do you
magic
have the
short
attunement
sword.
slot?
I think I do. Right now, the only things I'm attuned to are Fire Eater and Rare Protection. Actually, no, Fire Eater isn't even attuned. I only have one item that requires attunement.
Gun that you randomly have and never use.
I think it does require
I used
attunement,
it-
though. Most of the
I used
unique
it
magic
once.
items you're getting require attunement.
Okay, in that case, yeah, I have one more attunement. Attunements.
I mean, you don't have Fire Eater on here. So.
I do have Fire Eater on my.
It's just essentially a reworded, slightly revamped, I think. The one from Ravnica.
You have it right here in my attack rolls.
I mean, he's
That's
talking
a
about
good
D&D Beyond, is the one he can see.
Oh, yeah, I need to update my D&D Beyond character sheet.
But yeah, it's up for you to decide who wants it. You guys to decide who wants it. I'm gonna delete all these great drawings I did because we don't need them anymore. But yeah, you guys make your way back to Goldenfield's night has fallen. It's been a long day. You guys fought and killed a dragon. No one will believe it, of course.
Except for these
Or they
dragon
might,
scales
depends on
that
how
I got.
persuasive you are.
I got dragon scales.
Yeah, you do have dragon
And-
scales.
Oh, and if it's alright with
Dragon tail, dragon.
good show. If it's alright with Rashemi, I'll stick the fingers too.
To do what?
The fingers you locked off, I'll stick those in the bag.
Sure. I'll say to you guys, Mike, we should make haste for Amphail first thing in the morning.
We should talk to the people here first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to get that stamp of approval on your job form that says you did in fact complete the mission. That way you can mail it into HQ and get paid.
Can I make sure? Are we out of the tunnel cave thing?
Yeah, you're pretty much back in Golden Fields now.
Can I make
because-
sure that the water is flowing where it's
Yes.
supposed to be flowing?
Yes. So this is like a. You won't know until you get back to Golden Fields because this is like a secondary outlet for the water source. Really, that was. I don't think Rex was Rex here last time.
No.
Okay. As you leave Rex, you see that where you come out, there's this outcropping of rocks that are in the middle. It looks almost like Fireball, right? Yeah, someone used Fireball to blow a hole open in this cliffside into the water source. Because the rocks around it, I think I mentioned this last time, but no one knew the spell, are scorched, blackened, some melted, like someone used a fireball or a very large, even upcasted fireball to blow it open.
Why would someone do that?
It's a good question to ask. Why would a dragon live somewhere where there's no horde? Also a good question to ask.
I'm confused.
Rex needs to know that someone stole the librarians were here though, because Rex was not here last time.
Oh, that is right.
Oh yeah, librarians took.
We talked to a Meiji. I talked to a Meiji person and told them to get the word out to the Meiji's people, and we talked to the religious people in Waterdeep and told them to get the word out. So the word theoretically should be spreading about the librarian.
Okay.
I have been trying.
Yes. You, so basically what happened last time, Rex, in Goldenfields, you went to visit the abbot of Goldenfields, who's like the mayor / religious figure. He was handing out food with crate food and water for the residents, and water for the residents, because the well was bad, all the wells were bad, the water was bad, none of the plants all died because of the poison. And you asked him about a holy text that he might have. He said he did have one. It's called Nature's Bounty, a holy text of Shantea. And you went to the basement to find it because he only really brings it out for the beginning of harvest time. Planting season and harvest season is when he brings it out to read from. And it was gone. It was missing. He did say that the last person that looked at it for inspiration, they said, was a member of the Emerald Enclave. And this member also graciously offered to help with the water supply issue, but that was about 2 to 3 weeks ago. I hasn't heard back from him since. So you guys surmise this individual stole it. Might even be a librarian masquerading as a member of the Emerald Enclave. They are all magic users, so they can make use of disguise self or others concealment spells, so it's not too far-fetched.
I also might have bought 20 pounds of honey.
Yes, you also bought a lot of honey. Because the bees
Yes.
were still
So much honey.
active. They weren't
How
using,
much is that honey worth?
They weren't using golden fields. I think we priced it the same as a ration.
Yeah.
They
In
weren't.
Tim's game, they got crystallized honey, which is 100 gold per pound, and it got 6 pounds. I'm a little jealous of their honeys. I'm gonna go steal.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be. I think it wouldn't be like heavier because it's crystallized. It's like a solid. It's hard to carry that
Was it
around.
crystallized? Oh, yeah. Well, no, I mean, it's the same weight. A pound is a pound.
Yeah. I mean, but it'd be hard to carry around because it's not. Honey is malleable and can fit into containers. Crystallized is rigid.
Do I need to show you what
I
crystallized
don't.
honey looks like
I don't know if
compared to uncrystallized
we're
honey?
getting into
This is very easy. Hold on,
too
I will
deep
do
into
this.
the woods on honey here. But anyway, yes. You guys, it is nighttime. It is pretty late, so the abbot's probably sleeping, but you can always you can rest at the North Furrow End tavern, and in the morning go see the abbot, get the job stamp completion on your form, mail that away, and then make your way onto Amphale.
Sounds good.
Are we resting? I like
Yeah, you're taking a nice long rest.
Hooray.
So Anthale's horses, which
Are there are the water things empty?
So the irrigation is still empty because they haven't turned it back on. You can before you head to North Furrow, you can check the spring though. And when you go over there,
Yeah.
using the light cast by your shield, you see that it is now blue. Doesn't look to be green or murky. Seems pretty much like it's safe to drink. Of course, it's not as it's not so miraculous that the plants all around it begin to grow immediately again. Of course, it'll take some time for that to happen, but at least you solved the water issue. It looks like.
Okay. Before I go to bed, I'm gonna cast a second level healing word back into the ring.
All right. Anything anyone else wants to do before sleepy times?
And if there were any empty water containers in the bar and they needed it desperately, I would have done that too. But I think
Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah, Nat's gonna check it and see if they can talk now.
so you can try. When? How often are you checking?
I did not say a word.
Okay.
back
So
to-
you're back in North Furrow's End. Do you try now?
yeah.
All right. It looks
Well, I'm
like
gonna try once we're at wherever we're staying.
yeah, that's where you're staying. It looks like you're good now.
All right. Yeah. Breathe a sigh of relief. And then make that intelligence check as how they're hating this. If that's all right.
Okay. Yes. Oh no, you're getting worse. It was like a 9 and a 10, and now it's a 5.
Oh man.
Then it's awesome.
All right. So you guys, if there's nothing else you guys want to do, you take a nice long rest. Peregrine has brewed a very calming sleepy time tea for you guys that you can take before going to
Okay,
sleep.
yeah.
It's nice and
does it
relaxing.
have chamomile?
It has
and
chamomile in
lavender
it. I was trying to remember the flower / herb that helps with that. I was like, it's chamomile. As soon as I remembered it, you said it. So, yeah, it's very relaxing, and everyone goes to sleep. And in the morning, you wake up refreshed. All your spell slots back, all your HP back. Most of your hit die, I think you get up to half back of your total.
Don't forget song. Oh wait, no song.
Long rest is only for short rests.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I'm sorry.
And so, yeah, you guys, you're good. Your horse. What? I don't think you. Did you name your horse? I
We
keep
have
on
not
forgetting-
named the horse yet.
I keep on forgetting if it has a name yet or not. But your cart and horse are out round back. Miros claps you on the back. He thanks you for your your service, your help. He said he checked out the spring today this morning after you got back, and it looks to be, everything looks good. Of course, he had the abbot check it just to be sure. But yeah, the abbot did confirm that it was clear of all poison and disease, and said the town rejoiced. But you missed a little impromptu party they had, because dragon fights are arduous and you slept in. But yeah, you're awake now. It's morning. He's prepared you well, he still has, what reserves he has. He has some hard food stuffs that keep well. He's brewed coffee for you as well, if you'd like that. Peregrine will, of course, offer tea if you prefer that instead. But that's what you guys got. As far as, well, you have alcohol, of course, as well. But it's the hard stuff, because they drink all the lighter stuff that actually has some thirst quenching properties still within it.
Before we go, can we get the information about Amphel?
Yeah. Amphel, looking over the job that you got from corporate, says, one second, I gotta find it.
And we talked to the person. Did he say?
You haven't talked to the abbot yet. You've only talked to Miros,
Okay.
who is, you're still in the tavern. You haven't left the tavern yet.
This is I just want to know because I'm going to prepare spells.
Yeah. So, a mysterious ailment has befallen the renowned horses of Amphel, which those that live in Waterdeep would know is the town's primary export. They actually supply Waterdeep with most of their horses, and this ailment has caused the horses to grow violent and mad, attacking each other and their handlers, their breeders. So the forced with no choice, the breeders have been, any animal that's shown a hint of madness has been put down. You've been hired to figure out what is causing this madness and put a stop to it.
Dope.
Rashemi will be getting the cart ready first thing in the morning.
All right.
We could probably stop to see the abbot on the way out.
Yeah.
Peregrine will say, it's a pleasure doing business with you, but I should be going up north.
Yes, hope to see you again, maybe in one of your tournaments.
Before Peregrine leaves, Aelin asks Rex if they have a business card.
This would be Cax's department,
Or
so we can say Cax does.
Thank you. I wasn't sure if it was Cax or Rex off the top of my head.
Yeah. Cax is like, he's, Cax is like, interactions between other teams and the public is what Cax manages, really. She's like your public relations, essentially.
Yeah. Just funny because she has not great charisma.
I mean, you have high charisma, but you're super blunt. And not...
Yeah, but the point of charisma is that...
Well,
I don't know.
point of charisma is that with your words, you can get people to do things.
Yeah.
But yeah, he accepts the business card and says, Hack Inc., huh? I guess I could check it out.
They could
Please
use
do.
one of your talents. And if you're ever in Tribor, look us up.
And will
We're
do.
right next to the Yum Yum Hut.
Never heard of that. But
Yeah.
I forgot about that. It's in my locations for Tribal. I forgot about it. But yeah, he takes the card. He shakes all your hands, and he makes his way up north. You guys will be heading west, of course, to Amphel. Is there anything else you guys want to do while still in Golden Fields before you head on out to see the abbot and head for Amphale?
You just gotta go through this real shithole called Red Larch.
Technically not, because
God,
Red Larch is like
terrible things about Red Larch. It's
Red Larch
awful.
is on the map. You can see it's actually
No, in our game, in our canon, Red Larch is terrible and nobody lives there.
Actually, it's true. Red Larch is... So for all of Jerry's shitting on Tribor, Tribor is a better city than Red Larch by every measure possible.
We know that.
You
that's
told
canon.
us this.
That's canon.
Just a real dog shit town.
I'm going to Anfield, though, right?
Yeah. So you're just heading... You're pretty much heading... There's a small road there. It's not on the map, but there would be one. Because that's...
Anybody have spell suggestions what I should take for the next day?
Not unless
Something
you
so
were
we
a
don't
druid
die.
and you talk to animals.
Oh, you know what we should do is on the way Amphale. Have we talked to the abbot yet? No, right?
No, you're still prepping for the day, really. Aveline, in the morning, you will get a sending from Aurelia. She says to you, I think I have the name for it, but let me look it up. In case I don't. I'll make it on the spot, but I think I do. I have a lot of tabs, you guys, and a lot of handouts. Give me a sec.
Could we argue
Okay.
that a horse is a creature and that it can understand any spoken language it hears if I cast it?
A horse?
So the horse could understand me, but I couldn't understand what the horse said.
What are you trying to do? Detect, comprehend languages?
No, I was looking at tongues.
Oh. Well, she said, Aurelia, your superior in the Order of the Aster, sends this to you. She says, remove the holy text of Maliki from Anphale, and brought it back to Waterdeep for safekeeping. This is actually not 24 words, but it's exposition, so it's okay. And she says there was some resistance, of course, from the townsfolk and the priestess there, but we were able to convince them. Convince them is in quotes. Even though it's spoken, you get the feeling it's in quotes. Convince them that it's safer in Waterdeep than in their town. And then she says, Long Saddle is still a ways out, so it'll take some time for us to get there.
Okay.
Y'all don't hear this.
Yeah, Aveline
None
knows
of you know
this.
this.
Aveline knows
In
this.
my head.
I know. I'm just trying to engage.
She stops for a second and cocks her head like a
Bridget,
dog or a cat listening to something, and then goes back to doing whatever she's doing.
Bruce back to praying to Lathander because she's doing her spells. I can respond though.
Yes, you can.
Notified Mage Council. Or
It's the
Yeah,
Watchful
small
Order of
child.
Mages and
Notified
Protectors.
Watchful Order. Thanks.
Yeah, you don't get a words back because that's not what you get a sense of Watchful Order, like that sort of thing.
No. Notified Watchful Order. Thanks. Make sure books are protected. Keep me in the loop.
Yeah, but I'm
Give
just
us
saying
15 words.
that's her response when you bring up, or the feeling you get over the sending when you bring up Watchful Order. That's a sense of Watchful Order. But that's what you get.
Okay.
Just a general a feeling from her when you bring up that word. But that's okay. That's spell's over. You got some information.
I stopped responding.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have sending prepared, which I will prepare now.
But yeah, you guys are free to now leave Golden Fields, or visit the abbot, leave Golden Fields. Assuming you want to mail the letter before you leave. A job completion form before you leave.
Yep.
I'm gonna head on to Anphale. So, just one before last call, sort of. Anything else you want to do in Golden Field before you?
Does anyone have any specific spells you want me to bring tomorrow?
Nope.
It will take you. Let's see. I think I estimated how long it would take. It will take you 1.5 days to get to Amphale.
Okay, that's not too bad. Right?
Let's go to the abbot.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm happy with that kit.
Yeah, the abbot, Elliot Darovin, is very pleased to see you guys, and he says, truly, Shantae has. Sorry, his voice is different. Truly, Shantae has blessed us for you, and for her to bring you to us to help us in our time of need. Thank you very much. And he's like shaking your hands, but he's like double shaking your hands, like that sort of thing. It's very
Like
enthusiastic.
with 2 hands,
I'm sorry.
like grabbing him like with both hands and
Yeah,
shaking
like
him,
both of your hands are, or one of your hands are between both of his hands, and he's shaking them. Enthusiastic. He's going from one to the other. And he says, I think the representative from Acquisitions Incorporated mentioned I was supposed to sign something.
Poof.
Right out of the bag.
All right. And he gives his signature there.
Do I have one of those like cool stands that they show in the book too?
I would assume there's some way for you to have, for them to be able to write anywhere, like sort of like a backing, not exactly a clipboard, but like something like that for them to be
In
able
the
to.
book, there's a tripod.
That could work. It's like you set it up real quick.
In my case,
You cut out there, guys. Heard in my campaign, I think.
in my canon, yes, it's exactly like the book.
So yeah, you set that up so he can sign. It's like the manager desk that the president has when they're signing a resolution. But you set that up really quick, and he signs it, and you seal it up in the official Acquisitions Inc. I forgot the word, envelope, and then you put the official Acquisitions Inc. stamp on it, and you drop it in the nearest mailbox on the way out. He says, blessings of Shantae, as you go. And if you're ever in the area again, please feel free to stay for a while, enjoy some golden gold brew and the fruits of golden fields once we get everything back in working order.
What? Do we know what
The reward for each of these is
is
paid
it 300?
is 300 gold.
Okay. I didn't know if they're all the same.
Yeah, paid by the company.
Gotcha.
I'll see if we can't order some up to our place up in Tribor.
I was just gonna say that, and I would ask, if they could send me a ship. I want them to send me bees to Tribor.
Oh yes, well we can. It will take some time, of course, but we can try to.
That'd be cool. I really appreciate the honey.
And is there anything else anyone wants to ask or talk to the abbot about?
I'm all good actually.
All right. Yeah, he does leave you with the blessings of Shantae upon you in your travels.
I would have made sure he had enough like food and water for the day.
Yeah, with both between him and his druid friend, halfling druid friend, they are good. It'll take time, but Golden Fields will cover, of course. And you leave, everyone's like waving to you when you leave, that sort of thing. Children are running after the cart, that sort of thing. It's very heartwarming.
It's spring, right?
It is fall.
Fall. Oof. Late in the year.
Yeah, because you came. Well, Peregrine came, and so did Bjorn. Well, you don't know why Peregrine was there, but Bjorn came under the auspices of he was going to attend the D&D equivalent of Oktoberfest.
Right.
So, it's in the fall. And you see Bjorn waving at you guys with his sisters as well as you leave Golden Fields and make your way west towards Amphale. All right.
Cool.
So we only got about 30 minutes left, so we'll get the introduction into Amphale, and then we'll end it. But Nat, Abilene, and Rex, you would know a little bit about Amphale because it's the closest town outside of Waterdeep. It's sort of like it's not exactly the spring break destination because, as Peregrine mentioned, round the year it smells vaguely of horse manure. But if people want to get out from the big city and go to a more quaint place, so to speak, for vacation or something, Amphale is the closest destination and the most popular. As such, it has a lot of inns for a town of that size. Whereas they're about Golden Fields and Amphale, as far as population, are about the same. Amphale has about 600 people that live in the village and the surrounding farms. Goldenfield, I think, has about the same as well. Whereas Goldenfield only had one inn/tavern, Amphale, I think, Canon has like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Oh, yes. And while you're traveling, Abilene will tell you about the sending that she got from Aurelia.
But she'll look at Nat, and she'll be like, so they're probably not super happy to see you and me because Australia from the temple took the Foley book thing, and now it's in Waterdeep. And so they're probably going to be super happy to see clerics of Lathander specifically, but I'm sure they'll be happy to have help.
That's a little confused. What? Can you say that again?
You know, the holy texts that are getting stolen by the evil librarian?
Yeah, which one are you talking about?
So I contacted, do you remember that halfling woman named Australia at the temple in Waterdeep?
Yeah, I mean this isn't something we've gone over.
Thank you, Arella.
This would be out of something I.
Well, I figured if Nat was at the temple, they might know.
Yeah, I can't remember all the.
Yeah. They were like the hardcore people that looked at you dismissively because you weren't good enough to join their ranks, Nat. They primarily lived in the basement, and they're super hardcore Lathander people.
Gotcha.
So I messaged them
Stinky.
to tell them about the librarian situation because I figured that they would be able to contact other temples and towns where we had stuff going on and warn them about the librarians coming and stealing the book.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so they went and took the book to keep it safe in Waterdeep.
Gotcha.
It took some convincing. So they're probably not going to be excited to see us Lathander people.
So, you know, 2 things. Amphale's only about 3 days' ride from Waterdeep, and the Order of Astra's way of convincing is to take it by force.
Yeah. That's why she used the word convincing, and that why they're probably not going to be happy to see them. But I think also they said that Long Saddle's going to be notified, but it's going to take more time. But at least the book's safe, right?
Hopefully. As long as they don't
Yeah,
get
I
there
did
first.
tell Waterdeep to put some major security on it, but they don't listen.
Should.
I mean, you did acquit yourself quite well in your solution of the Daggerford incident. So you're
Doesn't mean they
standing.
listen to her.
Your standing in the Order of Astra has risen considerably.
Yes, but she's still a cleric.
But you're still a cleric, yeah. So they don't expect that much from you.
How dare our cleric order us around and tell us to keep this book safe?
But yeah, you make your way to Amphale. It's about 1.5 days ride. Other things that Rex and Nat and Evelyn would know about Amphale. It's unwalled, unlike Golden Fields and Yartar. And the horses that it's famous for breeding are known as Amphail Greys, and they also do a more generic breed. It doesn't have a specific name, but it's a glossy black charger that they breed. And then you know that the mare of Amphail is known as the Lord Warder, but you can't remember their name because the history check might help, but you can't remember exactly what their name is. Only the title. Evelyn, sorry. Because I have to stop,
Evelyn.
yeah, and say your name every time and not say Evelyn's name. I forgot how to pronounce her name.
Ha.
Evelyn.
Ha.
Well, you pronounce that Evelyn though, but she pronounces it different. So Evelyn is from Amphail. Yes, she is a. Oh, I forgot. I'd have to change the name then. I forgot she's from there, and she's in the same canon as. She's in the same universe as. So I have to change the name. Okay, so it was going to be Brig Alugar, because canon, that's the Alugars were the ones that Lord Warders. But
Oh yeah, isn't it her brother?
her name is Marthane's her last name, right?
I don't know.
I
Don't worry.
can't-
You
I
pick
don't
who
know.
you pick.
It's going to be Marthane because they're the rulers. She's a noble, and so she's from Amphail's the thing. That's why. I forgot she's from there. That just blew over my mind, so I now have to look her up, to figure out what her brother's name is, to figure out who rules Amphail.
Yeah, it's 2 middle names, just 1 last name. So yeah, Marthane is right. So it's Evelyn, Avalona, Helvig, Marthane.
This is real D&D, folks. Okay. Background. Noble family from... doesn't say... I'm looking.
What you looking for?
Looking for her brother's name. Relatives. Brother is Brighton. So Brighton Marthane, who she calls Brick, but you don't know that. Brighton Marthane is the ruler of... Because her father and mother are both deceased. Brighton Marthane is the ruler of Amphail, the Lord Warder.
Can we get an F in chat for her parents?
Well, technically you don't know
No.
Brighton's name yet because you haven't passed the history check. Well, Nat knows. The rest of you rolled too poorly.
I can't even remember how well. I
So
just
15.
see intelligence. I'm like, no good.
Brighton, yeah, just Brighton on. I see the pun
That
there.
makes so much sense that I wouldn't know. It's so great.
And then Marthane. Yep. Okay, so it's Marth. Okay, got it. Okay.
Just so you know, he does not have a good relationship with Evelyn.
Well, it's more like
I don't even know.
she doesn't even know who you are.
No, I'm just saying if it ever comes up. Like with the brother.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean Evelyn. Okay, yeah. I thought you meant your character.
No.
And I don't even know Evelyn, so
You had an opportunity to meet her, but you said no.
nope.
Yeah. Okay, so you head towards Amphail. You remember,
Scary.
Nat, that the Lord Warder, one of the few times you paid attention in class in Paladin school, you remember the Lord Warder was named Brighton Marthane. And in fact, due to that history check, you do remember that Evelyn Marthane, the statue of the woman you knocked over, is his sister.
I don't know that they're not in good relations, so
You don't know their relationship, you just know that they're related.
Yep. So I hope that she hasn't told him.
But yeah, you make your way to Amphale on this western road, and as you approach, after about 1.5 days, you sniff the air. Those with the higher passive perception smells it smell before everyone else, but begins to start smelling vaguely of manure, and the smell only gets stronger the closer you get to Amphale.
Fun.
And you pull up, and I had a map, but I never actually implemented it into Roll20, so let me do that real quick. Or at least give you a picture. I'll put it in a better one, because there's a bunch that aren't exactly the greatest. Yeah. So, pictures. That's horrible. Oh well. Well, you come up to... I'll just look at the wiki right now so I can describe it. And then if there's anything different, I'll make... Funny enough, I had the whole quest line for Amphil planned out, but didn't put any of the maps in, so... I knew I forgot something. Okay. And you make your way to Amphil. Of course, you're coming in from the east. So you come on a smaller road. The long road sort of runs all through Amphale. Like all of the majority of the town is built along that road. You see a number of buildings. Of course, you pass the horse pastures, farms. I feel like farms is not the correct wording there, but these sort of
right?
the fields where they breed and allow the horses to roam and just be horses, sort of. And true to what...
horses doing horse things.
Yeah, true to what Amphale is known... Well, actually, no, you don't see any horses. You see no horses. You would expect, because there's just these large open fields with just grass in them. And you see fencing around it. Those with... land vehicle proficiency, but no, this is, stables. You see stables, places where they keep horses, but there are no horses. So that is immediately strange to you. Still smells like horse manure, because it's probably just permeated into everything because of how renowned the town is, but you don't see visual evidence of any horses around. And you roll up to, you can finally connect to the long road, and you just see all these buildings built along the long road. Like I said before, you see a number of taverns, which are actually, it says there, canonically, there are 5 here. Actually, 4, because, one's slightly different.
That seems like a lot.
You see, it's, like I said, it's abnormally large for this town. You see 4 taverns. You don't see anything that would be considered... Well, you do see some, manors, some larger buildings, and others where maybe some fancier people live in. But you don't see the one that's sort of this is where the mayor of the town lives, sort of situation. It's not on a hill or anything. There's not one that's super larger than the others. So you'll probably have to ask around to figure out where exactly the Lord Warder is. But you also see a number of shops, too. There's a bunch, and I'm not going to list them all, but they all do different things.
Is there a smith?
There is... this is from the wiki. There is a shop called... Some of these don't have links, so I won't be able to elaborate, but the ones that do, I'll mention. There's one called Ammonkill Flowers and Foods. Blood Lars Wares. El Raghona, well, that's a ranch. That's not really a shop. I don't know why that's in the shop place. A bakery called Halana Shalus. Not as fancy as the Tribord Baking Company, of course. Looks like they deal mainly in more everyday things, not cakes and confectionery, that sort of thing. You also see a place called Embril's Cloaks. As far as the taverns go, the most prominent one, the one that looks like it has the most customers just because of the foot traffic around it. Looks to be called the Staghorn Flagon, but you also see one called sorry, words are. This is when I shout Perkins because of all the names, even though he didn't name these because they're too old. Hagala's many turrets, and the Stone Stallion. So that's what you see. I threw a lot of words out at you, but if you want to know how they're spelled, just check the wiki. That's where I pulled them from. Because I usually just do the most. I usually just put the most. The ones that you get the most important landmarks in my notes that you have the most chance of going to. But yeah, so you ride up in this town. You get a few stares from people, mostly Indy, because he's a tiefling, and you're still kind of out in, not in the big city.
Yes. I love racism.
It's not. There's not. You don't see any glares of hate or anything. It's just like you get a few more stares than everyone else in your party.
Horns aren't an everyday thing, you know.
Nat gets a few.
Too often to meet someone who's pretty horny.
Nat gets a few, but I mean, she doesn't look like a devil, so you know.
Baxies are travelers too, so.
But yeah, you get it's a few looks, but it's nothing like it's not like stares or anything, because they're used to seeing tieflings and dragonborn and all sort of more exotic races because of their close proximity to Waterdeep.
Okay.
But
There's no Smith, so Nat doesn't care where we go.
yeah, well, there would be smiths, but it would be more for like horseshoes and stuff. I'm sure, they're not one in the wiki, or that I didn't read one, but they would be one for like horseshoes and bridles. That's what leatherworking. It's like stuff for horses.
No.
Farm
no
tools.
Horse armor, though.
Yeah, not armor. It's like knives, forks, everyday items, farm tools, horseshoes, that sort of thing.
I do want to talk to somebody about these dragons. Harvested or not, I know you can.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not someone in a town like that's. Probably more like like a Waterdeep or a Baldur's Gate, something like that.
Next time we get it.
I mean, Waterdeep is only 3 days away from here. You can visit your good friend Esvelo Rajnar. But yeah, this is now, Anvale is now your playground, so to speak. You do see, in sort of a small forest, or not a copse, I think is the correct word. It's not really a forest. It's just a small gathering of trees. You see there's a small path out that diverges from the long road, and you see what looks to be like a chapel amidst the trees. That's the other important landmark you guys see. But what do you guys do?
What name was on the contract?
It would be Brighton Marthane, the Lord Warder.
I guess if we could find someone to point us in that direction, it'd probably be a good idea. Or like if there's like an obvious inn of some kind.
Yeah. You reach the first one. The first one you see is in fact the Staghorn Flagon. And you see a. Sorry, 1 second.
Hey, Nate, I'm getting tired.
Yeah, we got like 7 minutes left, so I'm just getting set up for Amphale, really. You see, you enter the Staghorn Flagon. It has like a picture of a stag on the front, of course. Inside you see a human female. She greets you and she says, "Well, hello, what can I do for you guys?"
Beds.
We'll probably need to stable our horse as well. And we're looking to meet with the Marthanes.
Oh, yes, They're further down the road on the left. It's their house is the cream colored, and they have like a gray sort of shutters.
Good to know. Thank you.
Oh, I wouldn't recommend you. If you have a horse, I wouldn't recommend staying in Anfield. There was something strange going about with the horses around here.
Well, we're here to, guess, get to the bottom of that at least.
Oh, you're that adventuring company that the Lord Warder hired. Well, hello, my name's Erliosa Starhenge. Yeah, I was supposed to give you guys a room.
Oh. Well, that's good to hear. How much was it?
Oh, it's as long as you're helping the town, it's free.
Glad to hear that.
I do suggest
Thank
you
you.
talk to the Lord Warder as soon as possible. His name is Brighton
course.
Marthane.
Well, I'm sure we'll meet with him post haste.
All right, and she says, I'll just prepare your rooms, get everything ready for you guys. Everything will be perfectly ready by the time you get back.
Very well. Thank you.
All right. And you see her and some employees hurry off to do that. And you guys make your way towards the house that you described to you. And you're pulling up. You pass through the gate, and you see a lot of pasture around, like grazing fields and stuff. And it's like at the end of all this sort of land, this acreage, you see this large house, and you're pulling up to. And as you sort of knock, someone comes to the door, and that is where we'll end the session.
Alrighty.
End the
Cool.
stream.
Yeah, we killed a dragon.